Taurus, welcome to your November 16th through the 30th, 2020 overall energy reading for this time period. It is a general reading for the larger collective of Taurus and is intended for informational purposes. The information may not resonate with all Tauruses, and it's perfectly okay. Take what fits and let the rest go. To save time, I already shuffled the cards and requested the universe's guidance. The cards that were selected were ejected on their own during the shuffle. The 5 cards that exited during that time frame are listed right here. The first card here deals with your past influences, overall energy that was significant in the last few months. In some cases, though, that energy may have resolved, and in other cases, it still could be lingering. The second card here represents the overall energy that is current during this time period for the 16th through the 30th of 2020 of November. The third card here represents the overall energy for any future energies that are occurring or on the cusp of occurring during this time period for you. The fourth card here represents the energy challenges that may come up during this time period for you, Aries, and it's keep in mind that it doesn't imply that challenges are negative, and sometimes it's just providing information, but usually it's about giving you options that and making choices based on your own free will, of course. And the fifth card here represents the outcome energies for this time period of November 16th through the 30th of 2020. So our first card here, we have Aries, the Six of Pentacles. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand why the Six of Pentacles is in Aries has influences for this overall energy period during this time frame, please. Well, in general, the Six of Pentacles is about sharing wealth, and it can be any kind of wealth of knowledge, wealth of money, any sort of abundance that you may have. It's anything that you feel that you may have accumulated, and it's about many of Tauruses are in a position, particularly it's a more emphasis is on a sort of a financial assistance to those who are in need. I think I'm picking up that many Tauruses were generous of, although it's typically more ruled towards finances, but it could be of generosity towards time or energy, donations, tithing, fundraising, anything that's associated with helping others was a focus of energy for many Tauruses and their past influences here. I'm picking up as a lot about perhaps giving more of your time and even wisdom or thoughts or something that's was spiritually uplifting or fulfilling for someone or others, and it could have been an intangible gift, even if your presence of being supportive. I'm picking up that for many Tauruses it was perplexing time, as well as that many of you are wondering if you really could afford to give so generously to others, or whether it was your wise advice or time or energy or finances support. But the Six of Pentacles here in your past influences was really encouraging you to trust that every contribution that you make is valued, and it will come back to you threefold. So whether it was a tangible one or intangible gift of support, it was important that you provided it. In some cases, Tauruses, you may have been inclined to loan someone something on the premise that they will eventually pay you back once they get on their feet. You did so built on trust and good faith, and part of it was because if you give something away, something will come back to you. It's important to remember that it was the exchange. It was important. It was a short-term fix and not a sustainable solution for this. Many of you are trying to figure out how to perhaps financially support your family and or friends in the same way, and yet maintain your own sort of self-sufficiency. But I'm also picking up on the other hand that some Tauruses, you were on the receiving end of other people's generosity, and accepting gifts or was important, and they may have been helping you financially or some sort of support, and whenever you were in a pinch. I'm picking up that many Tauruses, you're making every effort to repay those charitable sort of gifts or assistance that people provided you. However, this card is also calling upon Taurus is that it's more important for you to identify ways in which you can be more self-sufficient and not reliant on others. Um, yes, it came at a time when it was needed, but this was a learning period of you sort of accepting your need to find ways to be deep or independent, and to care for yourself, and to be careful that you're not becoming sort of submissive and just sort of desperately relying on others to bail you out when you're needed. The Taurus, the Six of Pentacles in your past influences was really about representing, and focusing on sort of your financial harmony and security, and to keep your things in balance and making sure that you were spending it wisely, and in the best way for any sort of finances that came in. In your present energy, we have Temperance, but we have Temperance in the upright, or in the opposite position. Temperance is a major arcana card here. Angel and Spirit guides, please help understand why Temperance is in the reversed position for our Tauruses during this time frame of November 16th through the 30th of 2020, please. Well, Taurus, this is the universe's message to you to sort of take pause and to do a self-assessment. The universe is inviting you to sort of do a self-assessment. In some cases, it may be even warning you, because you may have been using your time and energy and finances in a way that's to excess, or not to using it in its best good. This is an invitation the universe is giving you to restore balance and to use moderation as soon as possible, and it means quickly. This could be if you've been overeating, if you're over drinking, if you were buying things that you can't afford, if you're arguing with your loved ones, if you're engaging in negative thought patterns, if you're just, if you came in any sort of money, but you're frugally wasting it on things that are not having sustainable value. This is a message that you need to get control, Taurus. The universe is saying is everything needs to be in moderation, and that in many cases you need to sit down and sort of really think about what it is you're doing instead of sort of living on a day-to-day experience. It's the universe's way of saying, again, stop, pause, think about what you're doing. In some cases, if you don't have any control, the universe is basically saying you may have to go into 100% abstinence to break this negative cycle and bring yourself back to balance again. The reversed Temperance card here, Taurus, is also sending a message to some Tauruses that something is off in your life, and that you're surrounding yourself, and in many cases even creating for yourself stress and tension that's unnecessary. And this seems to be, in this current energy, something that's been going on for some time and just seems to be exacerbating. For many Tauruses, you may feel that your life is not as easy as you hoped it would be, and you're waiting for something, but the universe is saying, wait a second, more importantly, the universe is asking you to say, wait a second, this doesn't feel right. If something isn't feeling right, the universe is telling you to stop doing it, and not to ignore it. But in many cases, I'm picking at the Tauruses are sort of continuing, as they are, just letting these things fall into place. However, all it does is seem to be getting worse. The Taurus is the Temperance card here in your present energy reading is the universe's way is sending you a warning. And the warning here, Taurus, is basically to you to say, if you're staying in this state for too long, and that you're continuing the way you are, the voice of these challenges are just going to get louder and louder until you pay attention. So this is a message that says you can listen now, and you can start to make the necessary adjustments and find your flow once again. You can cut out the bad habits, whatever they may be, and again, it's just bad habits that in your own heart, Tauruses, that are not doing you any good and just making matters worse. So again, I'm picking up more on there's arguing and there's sort of hanging on to something that isn't there, and it's just causing more and more challenges. I'm picking up that for many Tauruses, you had an opportunity to change these things and you wanted to change these things. However, you're stuck, and you keep getting yourself stuck because you're not progressing. And this message here of temperance is basically the universe's guide of saying, wake up, Taurus, because you're making matters worse than what they need to be, and you are driving essentially more drama to yourself, and when is enough enough? That things are getting out of hand. So, Taurus, what this message of temperance is calling upon is that you need to make a decision if you choose to, or the universe is going to make a decision for you, and it may not be something that you want. It's important, Taurus, that you focus on your long-term vision. And even though you may feel that not everything's going the way it is, things are going the way they are if you open your eyes and look around. But your focus is basically on one thing, and that's something that is just negative and repeating itself. You know, the Temperance in Reverse card is a message to sort of tell you, Taurus, to take a period of self-evaluation and re-examine what your priorities are. You know, internally, many of you may be called in one direction, but your daily life is not matching up with what's emerging. The actions that you are taking in your daily life, I'm picking up here, are actually negative and are causing you more harm, and causing more harm around you to those closest to you. And I'm picking up that of interest here for Taurus is many of you know that, but you are not doing anything about it. You just continue to repeat the same behavior. The message here from the universe, Taurus, is under the Temperance, is that this is a very dangerous fine line that you're crossing, and it's basically saying, you know, don't be surprised. You're going to run into more tension and even more conflict if you continue to align yourself with this negative energy. It's not going to get better if you don't make the changes, and it's going to have a very much negative impact on everything that you currently cherish and find valuable. You know, Taurus, again, the reverse Temperance card here is the universe's way of telling many of the Tauruses to, you know, you need that pause, and you need to determine some self-healing, and that is going to call upon yourself, and or perhaps finding professional assistance of someone who can help you, because the universe is saying that for those who are still in this sort of negative downfall are your worst enemies. And obviously the universe is basically saying with the Temperance card is, you know, whatever you've been doing to do it on your own is not working because you're not making progress. It's important, you know, Taurus, that you find balance and moderation in your life, and you know, you have to be open to the possibility of self-healing to occur. Because this is a reversal Temperance, this is basically saying that you know, you're doing it in a way that is personally and perhaps private to you. However, it's a choice that you're making. No one's doing anything to you. You're making this negative choice by your actions that you're taking and are intentionally taking. I'm picking up here that, you know, the universe is sending you messages that you know what you need to do to heal yourself and to heal yourself from this situation that's causing this negativity, or that you're involving yourself in this negativity. And you know, the Temperance card here is, and I'm just going to say it, Taurus, for some Tauruses, it's really a slap in the face to get your attention and say, wake up, what are you doing? Stop what you're doing, that's negative. This energy card here has been going on for some time, and for some Tauruses, and change is not happening, and the universe is really shaking you to get your attention that you need to make some drastic decisions, and you need to do it ASAP, Taurus. You have the power to do it. You're capable of doing it, but for some reason you're not doing it. Yeah. Taurus, here in our future energies, we have the King of Swords. Angels and spirit guides, please help us understand for Taurus where the King of Swords is in their future energies during this time period, please. Well, I think for some Tauruses, if you're in this negative energies, repeated merry-go-round circle here that's been going on, the good news is, with the King of Swords in your future energy reading during this time frame, the universe is saying that you have the intellectual power and you have the authority and the courage and to achieve what it is that you need to, that's good for you. This card in your future energies is basically saying that you're in control and you have the power, you have the ability to rule, and with your own authority and with your own respect. But this is about standing firm and ruling and self-respect, not the respect of other people. This is about determining your own authority and your own self-respect, and your own power. It's not coming from other people. It's not influencing other people. It's not people influencing you. This is about expressing yourself with deep conviction within your own terms. You get a better understanding of who you are, Taurus. This is critically important for you to pay attention to your own needs. Taurus, the King of Swords here is indicating in your future energies that you have the ability to have clarity of mind and that you can perceive the truth. However, again, it's going to be up to you to take the lead to avoid, in order to provide that objective sort of point of view and to make sure that you're making decisions based on good judgment. The universe here is telling you, Taurus, is that you're well positioned to judge your situation appropriately and to identify any limiting behaviors that are getting in your way. The universe is saying, again, you're in control and you're the master of your own emotions, and it's important for you, Taurus, to keep them in check. While you also, use your intellectual and your mental clarity to ascertain your own self-truth. This is about the importance of getting right to the point, and it's not about, pussyfooting around or waiting or making excuses. This is about getting to the heart of the matter, your self-matter, and do it in a efficient and a way to make the maximum impact for your own well-being. This is about not worrying about what others think, whether they think you're sympathetic to others' needs or popularity. This is about detaching from external influences and relying on yourself, because it is about you determining, you getting your own self-control, you taking care of yourself, and stop worrying about other people or waiting for other people to do so for you. The King of Swords also represents sort of a professional advisor. And it could be an attorney, a financial advisor, a consultant, a spiritual, a mental health advisor. It represents an energy of someone who has knowledge of a particular situation or a particular field. This person is typically impartial and draws upon their professional experience, and has an understanding of the systems and the dynamics. And it's particularly human dynamics is what I'm picking up for. I'm picking up that, for many Tauruses, you may come across somebody who is exhibiting this behavior, and it could literally be a professional person, but it could be a close friend or just someone who naturally has these sort of skills in a mentor sort of way. But they're basically detached and disinterested and are offering support or have the ability to offer support that's meaningful and not based on biases. This is particularly important that they have the skill set so that they're able to focus on you and not be influenced by you. I'm picking up that this person is going to be able to provide the most relevant guidance to you, and because they're going to call upon their expertise and qualification, and is likely, in some cases, you may have to pay a fee for it. But again, it could be someone that's just a mentor who happens to have the skills and is a specialist in this sort of knowledge of human dynamics. And the key is that you need somebody right now externally of yourself to help you work on yourself, whether it's professional paid help, or a volunteer, or a close friend who has these skills, somebody who has these skills who is unbiased and can give you an objective point of view and basically point you in there, help you point yourself in the right direction. I'm picking up here for Taurus that, for some of you, if you have not engaged in any sort of help of an expert, whether it's paid or a volunteer, or a low-income sort of organization that provides someone who can help you, this is a message saying it's worthwhile getting that. And it will help you through your self-assessment much quicker and much faster and more efficiently. And I'm picking up for Taurus, as many of you, again, whether it's, an interpersonal sort of challenge that you're having, or it could be money, or a combination of these. I'm picking up this is the time of your future energy is that you need an expert opinion in one way. This external help is important to helping you, get control of what's going on in your life. Because it's going to benefit you in the long run. And again, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. There are volunteer organizations that can provide consultation. But this is about seeking out that sort of help to help you. You are in need of getting control of your life, your thoughts, your finances, your surroundings, your stuff. This is I'm just picking up here, Taurus, sorry for the message, but it's about letting go of drama. You're creating drama that's unnecessary and is destructive to you. And the universe here is saying, if you haven't been able to do it on your own, you would be very wise to seek counsel, whether it's paid, professional, or volunteer. But the universe is saying, take this seriously. You'll benefit from it. In our challenges, we have the Queen of Swords here. We have the King, and now we have the Queen. So in these are your challenges in this time frame. Angel and Spirit guides, please help us understand for our Taurus why the Queen of Swords here is in their overall energy for this time period. In their challenges, please. Well, much like the King of Swords, and much like Temperance, the overall message here of this reading here is about gaining mental clarity and gaining intellectual power, gaining self-maturity, and being open and receptive. This is about, this is the universe's messages to you Tauruses in this situation, and it's not the all Tauruses, but I'm picking up this is the major energy for some Tauruses. This is about calling upon you to remind you that you have the intellect and you have the unbiased judgment to make good decisions for yourself. However, you have to remain flexible and you have to be open to input from other sources. This is calling you to lead from your head and not from your heart, because you're going to be able to discern situations about the influence of emotions and sentimentality. Perhaps some Tauruses were relying on empathy and compassion towards others, and are dependent upon the empathy and emotion from others. But that's really nothing more than a diversion I'm picking up here. Right now is basically calling you to get a better understanding about what it is that you are doing, and not so much trying to get a better understand why other people are doing something. If you're trying to change other people's behaviors, the universe is saying you can't do that. You can't change other people's behaviors. You're not responsible for doing it. You're only responsible for yourself. And it's also saying that others can't make you happy. Your job can't make you happy. Only person who can make you happy is you. So this is about gaining your own self intellectual understanding and balancing within an emotional one. I'm picking up here, Taurus, for some, that the Queen of Swords here is representing about a truth seeker. So you need to be open to hearing other people's thoughts and opinions. Um, but you also have to filter out that information, decipher what's really true and what's not. However, if you're at a point where you're blind to your own intuition and your own objective common sense is what I'm picking up here, then you do need the help of another person, because you're seeing it through different glasses, and that may be affecting your judgment and causing some of your challenges. So again, I'm picking up that this is the message here for Tauruses in this case, is that you have the innate ability and the innate skill, because you are a quick thinker, and you're genuinely highly perceptive, and you generally can get straight to the point. However, you haven't been using those skills. You're in sort of the self-defeat mode. Someone or something else you're focusing on something that you can't change, and it's becoming destructive for you. And I'm just picking up it's just a negative energy, and you're spending way too much time on trying to change something that isn't there, and in many cases you're making, in many cases you're even adding problems to it. You're making it worse, is what I'm really picking up here. You know, Taurus you're a bull, and you know, the universe is saying that yes, you know, you have a determined and independent, and you're resilient in many ways. Normally you can establish clear boundaries, but something has been crossing those boundaries. You have been off kilter, is what I'm picking up here for some Tauruses. You know, you're making, or I'm picking up that some are making are involving yourself in behaviors that you wish you didn't, but you're doing it anyway, and you haven't been able to stop it, is what I'm picking up, and it's just not changing the situation. And you know it's not changing the situation, but I'm picking up you're continuing to do it, and which is matching up your previous cards here. I'm really picking up, Taurus, that somehow you're lost. You lost your own self-trust, and I don't shoot the messenger. In some ways, I'm picking up that you lost your own self-respect, is what I'm picking up, because you're doing things that you normally wouldn't do, but for some reason you're doing it, and then you just continue to repeat doing them, and it's just making you look bad. And I'm picking up that they're getting out of control. This is interesting. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So your challenge here, Taurus, is: are you going to continue this self-inflicted negative behavior? Think of it as a merry-go-round. You keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but it's not getting better. It's just making you more dizzier. So at some point, this is a card that's paying in your challenges. When do you get off this negative merry-go-round? And you know, you're complaining about being dizzy, so to speak, by staying on the merry-go-round, or this negative energy flow. But you have the power to get off the merry-go-round. So, you know, your challenges here is that: are you just going to continue to get dizzy and stay on this, you know, repeated cycle of negativity, and that's going nowhere, and that's basically bringing you down, and you know it's bringing you down? Or do you get off the merry-go-round, and you have to sort of find that self-resilience and that self-determination of, you know, why are you doing what you're doing, and how is it benefiting you? Because the universe is saying, again, in the laws of attraction, you know, you have to start with yourself. You can't change anybody else. They're not going to change for you. You have to find joy and happiness within yourself. And if you are going to think negative thoughts, then you're going to be around negative thoughts. If you're going to be around people who are negative, you're going to get negativity. So it's not a difficult decision. It may feel like it, but it's basically changing your own mindset and using the power of attraction, the laws of attraction, and finding that joy and happiness in what makes you happy, not how others can't make you do it, but finding it even if it's the smallest things every day. And then it's basically thinking positive thoughts and positive ways to change your life for you, not someone else making you happy, or a job, a magical job, or a car, or any sort of outside external resource. This is about finding your happiness and attracting it within yourself, and it will build. It will build quicker than you think. But you have to be steady at it, and you have to practice it, because the universe is saying, much here with the Temperance card, you're getting out of control. Finally, we have in our outcomes, the energy, we have the Princess Pentacles, or in the other tarot cards, it's called the Page of Pentacles. And these are messenger cards. Angels and spirit guides, please help us understand why the Page of Pentacles, or the Princess of Pentacles, is here in the outcomes for our Taurians during this time period, please. Well, I'm picking up again, Taurus, that we know that the pages or princesses are typically new our messenger cards are basically about new beginnings or new opportunities in general. I'm picking up here that the princess or Page of Pentacles in your outcomes is giving the message of there is a new beginning, there is inspiration, and the initial stages of change is around the corners if you just look for it. Typically Pentacles rule material realms, and they correspond with the element of the earth, and the Prince or Page symbolizes sort of an awareness, self-awareness, and it can also be an awareness of money, about wealth, possessions, career, your physical health. This is a message about giving you an opportunity to manifest more positive things in your life, and it is about the laws of attractions that I just said earlier. This is an opportunity to welcome change, and it could be from a new change, a new business, a new financial windfall, a new way of thinking. It's about discovering how to turn your dreams into sort of a reality that's in your best interest. If you've been spending your energy trying to change something else or trying to do something else and it's not happening, the universe is basically saying you're not ready for it, and it's not going to happen. So you can continue to hit your head against the wall. And for many Taurans, if you've been doing this for several period of months, that you've been trying to attain something and it's not happening, the universe is saying, and with the Temperance card here, is it's not happening. It's not meant to be. And it's not in your best interest, and you can continue to sort of drag your feet and beat yourself up and get yourself in this negative merry-go-round circle, but it's not happening, and you need to sort of wake up, which is why the Temperance card is in your present energy, because it's not happening, and the universe is saying it's not in your best interest, and you have an opportunity here in your outcomes is to put on a new way of thinking, change this negativity, and let go. And it's not about loss of anything. It's not about giving up anything. It's not about anyone's fault. It just is not meant to be. So this is saying that you can create whatever you want to, but it has to be in your best interest. Keep in mind, though, that the pages here are princesses in any tarot card. They don't guarantee fulfillment of your dreams. What it is, they present the message of that you have the initial motivation. I can't speak. You have the initial motivation and the energy to begin a new process of thinking and sort of turning negativity into positivities and refocusing on something that's more positive for you. This is about staying focused on the practical and tangible elements. It's about keeping your feet planted on the ground firmly and not getting carried away. It's about being realistic and accepting reality. It's about using common sense, and that will help you find a pragmatic approach that's going to lead you to find a solution that's in a positive state, that's going to be more positive for you. You know, the Prince or Page of Pentacles here is represents an avid student of learning, and it's encouraging you to sort of learn new skills that are going to help you to ensure your own success with this. And this could be really about self-evaluation skills. You're, changing the way you think. So this is, and your outcomes in this energy is giving you the message that you in many ways have the skills already. You just have to use the skills. This is an invitation to, if you need to take a class or to continue education, to do more study about learning about yourself, to sort of change negativity and look for things that are positive. For Tauruses, if you're already prosperous in a current field or areas of your life, this is encouraging you to try something new and discover another aspect of yourself. The point of it is that the more skills that you attain and achieve for yourself, you're going to have a broader perspective, and you're going to learn more about your own goals and dreams and what makes you happy. The pages or princesses of the Pentacles, this is about, is going to help you show new ventures, and it's going to help you in setting up stages of change, whether it's material or personal. But it's going to help you set up changes that's going to help you in the long term. And the only thing it's asking of you, Taurus, is that you have the enthusiasm and you have commitment, and you have the discipline and dedication to stick to it, and you will achieve success, and change will come if you get off the negative merry-go-round, and if you stop focusing on something that is not going to happen or is not in your best interest. Yep, into it. All right, Tauruses, you have some major challenges for you. For those, all of you, again, this may not represent every Taurus, but this is the major energy I'm picking up for some Tauruses during this time period. So, again, Taurus, thank you very much for your time. I would appreciate, if you haven't done so already, to please click on what I call the big three, like the video, click on subscribe to my channel, and click on the notifications. You won't be bombarded with junk mail or anything else. You probably won't even notice it. But the YouTube uses these as algorithms in order to advertise and to push channels to a wider audience. And I'm a new channel, and I would appreciate your support if you are so willing to do so. So I appreciate it. If you have any comments about this reading, or if you felt any of the part of this reading was appropriate, please let me know below in a comment. If the reading didn't resonate with you, or some things didn't resonate with you, please understand it's totally okay. It's totally acceptable, because not all readings, it's a collective reading. Some things just aren't going to resonate with every Taurus, and just take what fits and let everything else go. So again, I thank you very much for your time and appreciate your support, and we will see you in December, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Take care.